Welcome to Yoga for You with Anna. Thank you for tuning in. So today our focus is going to be on the glutes. We tend to, if our glutes are weak, we'll either use our low back or the hamstrings to do the movements. So this one's really going to be about isolating our buttocks to move. So let's start by laying down on your backs, please, with your knees bent. So I'm just going to make sure I don't make any extra noise here. And okay, so you're going to have your knees bent. Your arms are down by your side. The back of your neck is long. And I actually just want you to, you're just going to come into bridge, lift your hips and lower. And I want you to do this a couple of times without me instructing you how to do it. I just want you to begin to feel, do the hips lift at the same time? Does what leg lower or one hip come down first? You can even peek at your hips to make sure that they're coming up at the same height. Do you lift your feet? Do your knees go out wide? I'm just giving you all different options. So just observe what's happening in your own body. And we'll just do 3 more like this. And just 1 more. Okay, so I hope you got some little feedback there about what's happening in your body. So from here, I actually want you to bring your feet in. Feet are hip width apart, so you can make sure your knees aren't going out wide, but that they're in the line with your hips, and your feet are in line with your knees. And your feet are sort of close enough that you can actually touch the heels. Okay. From there, I want you to push down into your feet. So it's as if you're standing on your feet. And think of, without moving the feet, think of dragging them back towards your heels, so you feel your hamstrings engage here. And then from there, arms are pressing down, and you're pressing to the upper arm so you feel the triceps engage. You're going to curl your tailbone up towards your knees and just lift your hips enough so that you can slide your hand underneath. So you're not up here. You're just about 1 inch to 2 off the ground. And you're in this scoop where your tailbone is moving towards your knees. And you'll eventually start to feel the glutes fire. So you can, if you need to touch, you can, just to make sure that they're engaging, that you can feel the hamstrings and the glutes. So the bottom part of your buttock flesh is what I want you to start feeling. And just take a couple breaths here. So you're also pulling that belly in to help you get the tuck here. Good, and then slowly come down. Just take a breath there. And exhale out. Good. So we'll repeat that just 2 more times. So press into your feet. And again, think of isometrically dragging them back. So they're not moving, but you're pulling in so you feel the hamstrings. Curl the tailbone up. And just take a couple of breaths here. And once you start feeling this engagement where the glutes and the hamstrings meet, I want you to keep pressing into the feet to lift your hips into your bridge. And then again, you might need to, if you've lost that scoop in your tailbone, lengthen that tailbone towards your knees. So you're really opening up the front body here and using the back body to support you up. And take 2 more breaths. And again, make sure the knees haven't gone out wide, that they're staying in line with the hip points. And stay pressing into the entire foot, that you're not lifting your toes, you're not coming onto the outer edges of your feet. And then slowly lower. Good, so we'll just do 1 more. So take a full breath in and out. Good, so same setup. Press into your feet. Think of dragging them back and then curl the tailbone up and lift your hips a tiny bit. So first, find that engagement of your hamstrings and your glutes. And then begin to lift up. And then make sure when you can look towards your hips and see that your hips are level, that one hip isn't higher than the other. That's over an exaggeration, but there might be a subtle difference between the level and the hips. Press evenly into your feet and make sure you're working both sides the same amount. Because oftentimes we work one leg more than the other, either due to injury or just we stand on one leg more, so one leg becomes stronger. And just take 2 more deep breaths. Good, and then slowly roll down. And I'm just going to ask you to hug your knees into your chest here. And you can just gently rock side to side. Okay, and either rolling to one side or you're going to rock forward or going to come onto our hands and knees. So hands and knees, please. You're going to put so hands are right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're not back here, but you're right here. So everything's sort of lined up as 90 degrees. This is called bird dog. And I want you to just extend one leg up. And notice what happens. Like here, you'll notice that my back is contracting and my leg is coming up higher than my hip and my belly's sort of flopping down to the ground. And I'm even rotating through my hips. So come back to fours and just do the other side. Again, notice where you lift from, what happens in your arms, what happens in your hips. So I'm lifting this hip a little higher, the leg's up high, but I'm actually lifting from my low back and not my glutes. So come back down. I just want you to get this sense of how to move improperly as well as how to move properly here. So come back to your hands and knees. And you're pushing the floor away. The belly's drawn in. You're actually almost moving your tailbone slightly away from you. So it's not tucking, you're not lifting the tailbone, but it's that lengthening there. So abs engage, and I'm actually starting to engage the glutes there. So first, I just want you to slide one leg out. Keep the toes on the mat. And again, check in. Have you gone into the arch, or are you keeping that low back long? And then from here, lift the leg up. So you're not going to get that same range of motion here as lifting here, but you're coming into more of a straight line from the crown of your head to your heel, and you're engaging the glutes and the hamstrings here to lift. And now you have this, there's the support of the belly. If you want, extend the opposite arm. And take a couple of deep breaths. So it's really about learning how to move efficiently through your body. Come on, one more breath. So you're creating stability as well as strength. And just do a round of cat-cow, lift your chest, and then tuck. And just one more like that, inhaling and exhaling. Good, so come back into neutral, pushing down through your hands. Again, make sure that you're sort of tucking that tailbone, pulling the belly in. And then extend the other leg out. Keep the toes down first. And again, just check in. Notice what's happening where your pelvis is. You can even bring your hand to your low back if you need to make sure that you're not engaging the back. And then float the leg up. And even, I didn't say this on the other side, I want you to think of floating the leg up more from the inner thigh so that leg stays parallel to the floor. Pull the belly in, and if you want, extend the opposite arm. So you're reaching the heel away from your hand here. And you're really finding that core strength here to keep you upright. And you may not be getting that mobility, the same sort of like, I don't want to say mobility, you may not be getting that same sort of full, where it's not looking, it may look more beautiful when you get this full extension, but it's not as healthy for the body. Take one more breath here in that really proper position, and then both hands down. Again, just a round of cat-cow or two. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, push the floor away, round the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, so we're going to come into one downward dog. Curl your toes under. I want you to sit back towards your hips. Draw the shoulders down into the sockets. And then I want you to hug the upper arms together. And from there, lift your tailbone to the sky. Drop your head. So your ears are in line with the shoulders. And again, think of that tailbone. So you're not arching the low back, but you're lengthening the tailbone away from you to get the full extension through the low back. Take another full breath. Good, and then look forward to your hands and just walk your feet forward and come up to stand. Okay, so I'm going to stay staying profile so you can see the movement. You're going to come into chair pose. So you're going to bend your knees. And your weight here, when we set it up, I want you to make sure that your toes, your second and third toes are in line with your knee, that you're not on the outer edges of your feet, your toes aren't turned out, you're not on the inner edges of your feet so you become knock-kneed, but that there's equal weight through your feet. I'm going to turn back to profile. Okay, so arms up. And your weight's back in your heels. So oftentimes we're in our toes and that puts too much pressure on the knees. So I want you to bring your weight back. Inhale here. And you're going to exhale. Just tilt your chest about 20 degrees forward. Arms come back. Inhale, come more upright. And exhale forward. Again, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale back. Inhale, lift. Exhale forward, belly in. Inhale up. 2 more times. Exhale forward. So you're going to start feeling that same area, the glute hamstring area work, as we did when we were in the bridge. And lift. And lower. And maybe did one extra. Come here. And you're going to hold your chair. You can have your hands at prayer. And again, you want to think of that tailbone lengthening. So you feel the low back lengthening. Pull the belly in. And again, weight is back in your heels. So you're feeling the hamstrings. The quads will be working to some degree. Take 2 more breaths, please. 1 more full breath. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. Whew. I know my legs are burning. So let's come into a high lunge. You'll have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Your feet are hip width apart. And this back leg, I want you to have it straight. So you're actually lifting that leg from the hamstring. We're going to do the same movement with the upper body. So arms up overhead. Take a full breath in here. And then you're going to exhale, tilt your body forward about 45 degrees. Arms sweep back behind you. Inhale. So make sure here that you're keeping your spine long from the crown of your head towards your heel, that you're not rounding your back. Inhale, come up. And again, exhale. So the only thing shifting, I'm really just shifting from my pelvis and my arms. But my spine is staying long. So I want you, again, start feeling that connection of the hamstrings and glutes engaging here. Of the front knee, the knee that is bent. We'll just repeat a couple more times. And exhale. Good, 2 more times. Inhale. And press evenly through your feet. So that back leg is just as strong as that front leg. Come forward and hold here. Just 3 breaths. So you want to feel like your tailbone's lengthening towards that back heel. Belly's drawn in. Good. 1 more full breath. Good. And then both hands down. I just want you to take a forward fold. Just hang over both legs. To stretch through your body here. And you'll notice the front leg probably feels a lot tighter on one side just because you were working that area. Take another full breath. Good. And then bend your knees nice and easy, roll up. Take a full breath in. And out. So let's do the other side. Be grateful that you have 2 legs. And other leg is forward, back leg is behind you. So I have my right foot forward. So make sure you're doing the opposite side. And the back leg behind you, you're pushing that hamstring away from you. So it's nice and strong. Press into your right heel or your front foot heel. Inhale here. And exhale, tilt forward. So again, you're keeping the spine long and you're just tilting at your pelvis to bring the chest closer towards your thigh. You're not rounding your back. So just move with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift and exhale. Good. 3 more times. Inhale up and exhale. Twice more. Inhale and out. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale, come forward. Sweep your arms back behind you. Tailbone lengthens towards your back heel. And the belly draws in. Good. 1 more full breath. Good. Both hands down. And again, you're just going to move into that forward fold. Just stretch the back body again. And feel free to bend the knees if you want. You'll get more of a low back stretch here. Straighten your legs and you'll get more of a hamstring stretch. Take 1 more full breath. Good. And then slowly come on up. Good. So just a couple more. Just one more standing pose, then we'll come to the ground. So I want your feet a little wider than your hips here. You're going to bend your knees. This is called bear pose for a reason. You can have your hands to prayer if you like. And all you're going to do, so again, make sure your knees are over your second and third toes, in line with them. And you're going to transfer your weight. I'm going to walk my feet in a little closer. I'm going to transfer my weight to my left foot, tap the right foot out, and then come in. And now transfer the foot to the opposite side, tap the foot out, and come in. So you want to keep the hips nice and stable as you extend the opposite leg. And I'm in that crouched forward feeling, so I really get the glutes engaged. Press into the heel that you're standing on. And just keep moving. A couple more times. And just do one more to each side. Make sure that you end off on the opposite leg that you started. So come into the middle. And I want you to separate your feet a little wider and just bring your chest towards your thighs. You can have your hands at prayer, your arms out to the side if that's more comfortable, if you got more of a challenge. But again, your weight's back into your heels, so you're feeling the back body sort of burn here. Take 3 more breaths. One more full breath. Oopsies, 2 more, sorry. One more. Good. Come up to stand, so press evenly through your feet. And then come to lay down. Best part of the class. So come to lay down, just hug your knees back into your chest. You can gently rock side to side. Let's do a twist. So both arms out to the side, drop both knees over to one side. So here in your twist, I want you to make sure that your knees are stacked, that it's not one knee is behind the other, but that they're right on top of each other. So you're keeping your pelvis in line and really rotating through your spine. And take 3 more breaths. And 2. And 1 more. Good. And then inhaling, using your belly, draw the legs up, and twist to the other side. So again, make sure that the knees are one on top of the other, so your hips stay level. And you can either gaze up or gaze to the opposite hand, whatever feels best for you. And just take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come on up. Good, hug your knees into your chest and just extend your legs straight out for your rest pose. So just slide back, close your eyes, allow your feet to flap open, palms to face up. So you've really worked for this Shavasana, your rest pose. Just allow your body to be heavy, your breath to be soft. So, if you want to stay here longer, feel free. I actually encourage you to spend a little bit more time here in your Shavasana. But if you are limited on time, just deepen your breath. Move your fingers, your toes. Stretch your arms overhead. Oh, and then hug your knees in. And just gently roll to one side and come on up to sit. Good. And then hands to prayer. Just close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. And just take a moment to think of one thing that you're grateful for today. Good. So thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.